Hi everyone, Bernard here with another little movie review. Thanks for joining me. I do these little movie reviews, TV drama reviews, and also information vlogs as well. So thanks for joining me today. We're going to have a look at sort of what you'd call a straight to stream and a backup title, but I thought it was worth a look because of the storyline and who's in it. And the film's called One Night in Bangkok. Please, if you're new to the channel, push that old subscribe button, push the bell notification so you know these little vlogs are coming out. Yeah, One Night in Bangkok, 15 rating, an hour and 45 minutes, an action thriller. What's it about? Well, if I tell you the story, it'll sound a little bit familiar. A hidden man named Kai, played by Mark Dacascos, who's quite popular with some of the action film watchers, flies into Bangkok, gets a gun and orders a cab. He offers a professional female driver, played by Vanida Galton, big money to be his all-night driver. Does it sound familiar at all? But when she realises Kai is committing brutal murders at each stop, it's too late to walk away. Meanwhile, an offbeat police detective, played by Ken Kasugi, races to decode the string of slayings before more blood is spilt. Yeah, so I say, you're probably thinking, if you don't know the film, you've probably thought of it already, but obviously we're talking Collateral, obviously, aren't we, with Mr. Tom Cruise. Written and directed by Rich, although written, you do just Control C and then paste. I'm not too sure with the Collateral film. Wish Kayosun Yananda, please, my pronunciation, sorry about that. Wish Chaos Ayan Anda. Okay, so that's a writer-director. My apologies, I'm probably talking miles out with that. Well, is it any good? Well, as you'd expect for this sort of clone, if you like. It's Internet Movie Database, a user rating. It's only getting 4.4 out of 10, which, alright, isn't a total disaster. I mean, it could be doing a lot worse, and that's based on 117 score, so that's not too bad considering. Some of the comments, some of the headline comments: Collateral revisited. Dacascos is back in action, so obviously they quite liked it. Deja vu, yep. Bet you couldn't stay awake. A thinker's movie. Well, obviously that's someone who did enjoy it and said you're being a bit too critical if you compare it to Collateral, but well, I read his review and he's perhaps not thinking too much about what he's writing. Could be better. Yeah, I'll make a bit more of that in my little review, actually. Should have just made a kung fu version of Collateral. Yeah, a lot of people were a bit upset that Mr. Dacascos, it wasn't a bit more actiony and sort of, rather than, you know, sort of laid-back shootings, that he didn't actually do a bit more when he was killing people and a bit more action in line with the stuff he usually appears in. But that's another thing. My little thoughts, my little movie game nostalgia thoughts. I very nearly put this onto Twitter rather than did a vlog, but I thought it was worth talking about because there's a couple of good elements. I mean, Vanida Galton, please, more of her. I thought she was the only real actor in this to come out of it any real credit. Most of the other actors in this were pretty poor or quite wooden, obviously quite low budget, quite actors I'm not familiar with, apart from obviously Dacascos as the lead. It's not the film is that bad. I mean, for a backup title, it's obviously, yes, it's just a Collateral from 2004, a bit of a clone. It has its own twist. It has its own twist on that movie, but owes pretty much everything to that movie, to be honest with you. I know there's only so many genres and plot lines you can do, but I mean, you've got to at least add a little bit to it, which this only does in a certain way. I mean, there's people obviously who won't have seen Collateral. Obviously, you're talking 16 years ago, so there perhaps are people who haven't. So is this a better watch? No, it isn't. Go back and please watch Collateral instead, unless, as you say, like me, I found Vanida Galton enchanting in it. I really enjoyed the chemistry she had in this film, certainly with the lead actor, even though he's a little bit wooden as an action actor. He's a little bit wooden when he's asked to be, you know, deep and talking a lot. It doesn't really suit him, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm sure fans of Dacascos may appreciate it. I'm not overly too sure. But yeah, the only highlight for me was Vanida, to be honest with you, Vanida Galton. It does diversify slightly from the Collateral path. It thankfully, as backstory is concerned, if anything, in fairness to the backstory with this movie, it's actually feels a little bit better than the backstory for the original Cruise's Collateral, to be honest with you. It's much better done, and but it would be unfair to give it a decent mark just because of that. I mean, it's not just a backstory, and to be honest with you, with a couple of tweaks and a little bit more effort, you could have turned this something into a little bit more different to Collateral rather than just being a straightforward clone. So it's a shame, because a couple of tweaks, it could have been better given the limitations, of course, of the cast they've got and the budget they would have had to produce this. So there you go. But so I thought I'd do a little review on it. I'm not going to give it a great score. I'm only going to give it 4 out of 10 because, as I say, there's certain elements that were okay in it. But obviously, as I said, please go out. If you've not yet watched Collateral with Tom Cruise, please go and watch that. And obviously, if you're a Dacascos fan, or I don't even know how you pronounce his name. Is it Dacascos? Yeah, Dacascos. If you're one of his fans, then you may enjoy this, but there's not perhaps enough action for some people out there who do like him. So there you go. The poster, yeah, again, it's very much so Dacascos fans, isn't it? I mean, if the young lady I've already mentioned, Vanida Colton, was on it, I might like it a bit more. But yeah, for Dacascos fans, just a 5 out of 10. It's nothing special, is it? But so there you go. Anyway, thanks for joining me for this little review. Let me know in the comments if you've seen this, and as I say, if you haven't seen this, as I say, if you want to watch this and Collateral, watch this and then watch Collateral after. I think you're probably the best way of doing it, actually, rather than watching Collateral then watching this. So, because yeah, I think that's a good idea, actually. If you don't mind, perhaps leave a little bit of a gap between the two, though. So I think I saw Collateral myself only probably a couple of years ago. I think if it had been 16 years ago when it first came out, perhaps I might have enjoyed this a little bit more. But as I said, it's just so much in the mould that it was a bit disappointing for me. And I could certainly go and do other things while I was watching it, because you certainly didn't miss much if you didn't concentrate on the screen 100%. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please, if you can check my little website, moviegamenostalgia.com out, that'd be absolutely fantastic, for old rare DVDs, movie posters from the 90s and 2000s, and some board games on there as well. And please, even if you only have a quick look round, it helps with my little analytics and Google footfall and all that sort of thing. So it's much appreciated. Thank you very much. Anyway, until you join me again for another little movie review or a TV drama review or an information vlog, please stay safe, everyone, in these times. Please look after yourself, look after your friends, look after your family, and more importantly, let's all look after each other. Until we meet each other again, this is Bernard saying goodbye for now. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.